There are homes that creak, there are homes that whisper, and then there are homes that answer. This story isn't from an abandoned asylum or a cursed graveyard. It's from a normal house, one built in 1974, on a quiet street in upstate New York. A home that seemed perfectly ordinary until the walls began to speak back. Tonight, we'll open the door to the house that answered back. In 2019, the Carter family, Daniel, his wife Melissa, and their 2 kids, moved into a mid-century house outside Syracuse. They weren't superstitious people. Daniel was a mechanic, Melissa, a school teacher. The previous owner had died years earlier, but nothing unusual was noted in the records. For the first few months, it was peaceful, until small things began happening. Doors left open were found shut. The thermostat reset itself to freezing temperatures. And sometimes at night, when the house was quiet, Melissa swore she could hear someone humming. One night in October, Daniel was repairing a loose light switch in the hallway. He called out to Melissa for a screwdriver, and the house answered. A voice, faint but clear, came from the other end of the hall. It said, "Coming." He turned. The hall was empty. Melissa was outside, hanging laundry. He laughed it off at first, but the next night it happened again. Same word, same tone, like a recording, playing itself back. Within days, every member of the family began hearing things. Their daughter, Lily, said the walls in her bedroom whispered her name when she tried to sleep. Their son, Ethan, said the attic light switched on by itself every time he said hello. Daniel finally decided to set up an old baby monitor, one in the living room, the other in the basement. For 2 nights, nothing happened. On the 3rd night, around 2:30 a.m., the monitor came alive. A woman's voice, low and deliberate, repeating Daniel's words from earlier that day. Every sentence he had spoken in the house that afternoon, replayed in distorted echoes. He unplugged everything. But the sound continued. A week later, during a storm, Daniel noticed water leaking from a seam behind the basement wall. When he removed a panel, he found a sealed doorway, hidden behind the drywall. Inside was a narrow chamber, no bigger than a closet. Old furniture, rusted cans, and a reel-to-reel recorder, still plugged into the wall. The reels were blank, but next to it, scribbled in pencil on the concrete, were the words, "It listens. Don't answer it." The family left the house 2 days later. Melissa had recorded the last thing she ever heard there, a short clip on her phone before they drove away. In it, a voice, almost human, can be heard whispering their own names one by one, and ending with, "Please don't leave me." The recording was later examined by an audio forensics expert. No trace of splicing, no RF interference, and yet, no known source of the voice. Today, the house still stands. The new owners say it's quiet, for now. But neighbors claim they still see lights flicker inside after midnight. Some even swear the house hums softly when the wind passes through. Maybe it's memory. Maybe it's something the house learned from all those voices it absorbed. Or maybe it's just waiting for someone new to talk to. You decide. This is Moonlit Rumors, and that was The House That Answered Back.